Cheers, Dad. Wait. I didn't even notice you guys, but anyways, cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Welcome back for another adventure, everybody. I hope you enjoy this wonderful, wonderful trip.
We just had Palm Sunday, and it was a beautiful service. Got out, and the weather is beautiful out here. So rather than miss the opportunity, loaded some stuff up and got out here. Yeah, so the kids actually have this week off. It is Easter break for them, or as the young theologians call it, Pashka break. However you say it, either way, they got some time off, and we're out here to enjoy at least one of those nights.
Dad.
What do you got over here? Is that your drink hanging out in the middle or something?
Yeah, no, that's my chest in Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
Excuse moi.
So one of the nice things about this little camper is I'm actually able to get back into some of these campgrounds that are real small. This is a very small campground, and it's really primarily for people with tents. But I was able to get the camper in here, which is nice. And originally I wasn't even going to set anything up except for really leveling it out. However, if you remember from the last episode, was only a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, and this needed to be all dried out. So we're going to dry this out so it'll be ready to put away. Another nice thing about this setup is I actually have enough room to put my tailgate down with this extension here, and I actually am keeping everything hooked right on up. I don't know, comment down below, but all I do is I put this down and then I raise it until I see this kind of basically level out a little bit, take some pressure off the truck, and then I just leave it like that if I'm only going to do a one-nighter. Now, I'm not sure, is that bad for the truck? Bad for the camper? I don't know. I imagine that just by raising it so that way it takes some pressure off there, that everything should be fine. But with us inside the camper, it all connected and we're kind of at the tongue end of it. Does that hurt anything? I don't know. So as I finish up my coffee here, I can't help but think about this time of year. One of the things that kind of bugs me a little bit, it's almost silly really, but every year YouTube and wherever else you see out there is the same attack on the word Easter, or calling Easter outright a pagan holiday or something like that. It all kind of comes from the same book. I forget the name of the author or the name of the book, but a lot of it's been debunked. So if you're one of those people that sees this stuff out there, just know if you do a little bit of research on the etymology of the word Easter, you'll come to find it's a German word. It started off as a German word. Basically, the word Easter, if you go back, it's a translation of Pashka into German and a transliteration later on into English from German. And that's how you get the word Easter. So call it Resurrection Sunday, call it Easter, call it Pashka. But just understand that it's all the same thing, and you're not worshiping some sort of pagan Ishtar or something like that. All right, so today I actually have a sirloin steak, and then I've got some bacon. I'm going to cut up a couple pieces, get that in there, and then we're going to do Brussels sprouts with some onions there, and hopefully that'll be a good meal. All right, let's get some salt and pepper in there. A little salt, and then a little pepper. And then we're going to add some of these onions in here. Get them cooking up. Alright, these are kind of condensed down now. So now I'm going to add this bacon back in there.
Well, this is like, you know.
Alright. Pretty good? Mm-hmm.
You can change your gun.
Okay, how do you reload?
Oh, you do this.
Okay.
And then this is how you shoot.
Okay.
And then...
Oh, you got me, dude!
Too hard!
Dude!
I wish I had that on camera.
Good job.
I wish I had that on camera.
Oh, the camera's going. You got me, dude.
Really big.
We're just laying in bed. I got the door open and we're just looking out at the, well, I'm looking out at nature. Camden's having a little bit of screen time here, and we're just being lazy in bed for a little bit this morning. We had a good night last night. We watched a couple movies after hanging out by the fire, and man, they were funny. So we had some good laughs, some good times, and then a real nice night's sleep last night. So one of the nice things about having this this camper set up with the galley in the back is I'm outside while I'm cooking and cleaning. So for one, it just makes cleanup a lot easier in general, because you don't have you're not confined in a spot. Same thing with cooking. You've got freedom of movement basically. And the other big advantage is I'm outside. So if I have my family, I have people hanging out here, I can cook extravagantly, I can clean, I can do whatever I want, just kind of putz around, as I call it, and I'm still out with everybody. And if I'm by myself, I'm still out in nature. I'm outside where I want to be instead of cooped up inside the camper. The negative to that is obviously you got to deal with the elements. So if it's windy, if it's raining, if it's snowing, you know, whatever you got, you have to deal with. So typically in the morning time, it can be a little bit difficult because right when you wake up, you kind of want to have that coffee before going outside in the cold. Once it gets summertime camping, when most people actually tend to do the most amount of regular camping like this, it's really a non-issue. You wake up, you get out here, and you get to see usually a nice summer day. It's usually a little bit calmer in the summertime anyway. If it is raining and it is a nasty morning, though, then you either have to wait for that storm to pass or you've got to set something up over top of this. Now, if it's just a small little rain, I tend to go like this, and it basically allows this to block the little bit of rain that's coming in. I've even cooked like that. I think I've set up the galley. I have a little tent that goes over top of this whole thing and gives you like a little enclosure here, and it's real nice. I've set it up once, and it wasn't because of any sort of inclement weather. It was actually for privacy.